Hi there, this is Jaime Deitsch here, and today we are broadcasting from the middle of the Atlantic Ocean as we sail the Carnival Breeze to its new home port in Galveston, Texas. Today we are talking about employee benefits and employee engagement, as well as wellness programs. First of all, employee engagement is very important to every company, as well as loyalty. You want to make sure your team members are kept happy and healthy. You want them to be happy in their own career, and you want them to have a long time commitment to your company. So there's lots of ways that an employer can do this. First of all, an attractive benefits package is a huge way that employers can attract young, talented employees. I read an article that said at times the employee benefits package can be even more attractive than salary on its own. So there's lots of reasons that the benefits package is very important. First of all, people these days are very concerned about healthcare costs, and if you don't have good medical and dental coverage, someone could actually go bankrupt just from spending so much money on healthcare. Also, having an attractive benefits program is really important because it shows the employee that your company really does care about you, maybe about your personal development, your health, your personal growth, and your happiness in general. Also, employee engagement is greatly increased when someone is happy at their job. According to this article, 68% of workers that are satisfied with their benefits package are also satisfied with their job in general. So I want to talk about two different benefits that I would offer to incentivize new employees at a hospitality company. First of all, attractive 401k. This is very important for young employees, as well as an EAP or an employee assistance program. So let's talk about each of these different components of the benefits package. Why a 401k? So a 401k is a retirement savings plan that is sponsored by an employer. It lets workers save and invest a piece of their paycheck before taxes are taken out, and taxes aren't paid until the money is withdrawn from that account. I read an article about 6 reasons that a 401k is better than a pension plan. In a 401k, the assets vest much sooner and you actually own the funds. Also, you get to control the taxes a little bit better than you would with a pension plan. If you need the money that has been put into the 401k, you do have the option to take it out. Also, there is a chance that that money could be passed down to your family. And at times, a 401k can have high fees, but low-cost investments are also an option. So when you are explaining the 401k to your employees, you need to be very specific about what the benefits are and how this is the best choice for them. Also, I would incentivize new employees by having an attractive employee assistance program. I read an article about the best practices in benefits, and it describes an EAP as an effective prevention and intervention strategy. There are 2 decades of research that say that having an EAP is very beneficial, and the different aspects of this EAP can be physical activity offerings, healthy eating choices, as well as stress management. The results of an effective employee assistance program would be happier employees, employees that feel good. They're going to work harder for you. They're going to be more productive when they are at work. They're going to need less time off, and this would result in less medical bills for the employee. So I want to describe the wellness program that I would like to implement at Carnival Cruise Line. Currently, what we do have healthy food options in our mess cafeteria. We do crew activities, and it is a requirement by the company to have at least 2 sporting events every month. Sometimes it's ping pong, sometimes it's soccer, sometimes it's a basketball tournament, but it is an opportunity to engage with your fellow employees and be a little bit more active. We have a crew gym that is open to all employees 24/7. It's a bit small, but it's there as an option if you do want it. And we have a guest gym that is open during certain hours and when it's not being utilized by our guests. There are free smoking cessation programs offered through the medical center. And if there are any extremely challenging times, like the death of a team member or a huge catastrophe, Carnival will actually fly in a psychologist to help counsel the crew members if they need it, but we always have our HR director available for one-on-one conversations, and they have pretty good hospitality training, so they're able to assist employees as well. But there's lots of improvements that I feel could be made to Carnival Cruise Line's current programming. So I would like to encourage more physical activity with monetary incentives. Maybe a step challenge. You see, I got my workout gear on here. I've got my step counter. So far today we're at 11,000 steps, but a lot of people are very competitive, and having maybe a chart with your steps or a step goal would be really helpful for a lot of the employees. I think it would be awesome to have a personalized health coach that has meetings and calls available for you. Having this employee on board, they would be available extended hours to help team members meet their fitness goals. And also we could do BMI and body fat monitoring. We already have this software available. We use it for the guests, the personal trainers do that. But if we extended this service to the crew, that could be really good, because once you see where you've come from or what your goals are and how you are achieving those goals in regard to your body fat percentage, that could be really helpful for all of the team members. So I read the Flexibility Paradox article, and in that article it talked about employees in the US now spending more time working than ever before. Currently, they work an average of 47 hours. When I read that, I laughed out loud, because on board the cruise ship, we are expected to work 70 hours a week. That being said, some days are longer than others. Sometimes you work 14 hours on a sea day and you work only 6 hours on a port day. But we have to follow these regulations that say 70 hours is the most that you can work. And believe me, we do put in that many hours. This article also said that HR must be vigilant about making sure people are taking more time off. And just as before, they were making sure that they were working that full 47, or in our case, a 70-hour work week. If you are working so many hours, team members are prone to more illness and mistakes. You could be absent more often. You are missing more days of work. Health insurance costs increase, and there's higher rates of disability and higher rates of turnover. So we work in a very unique environment because, first of all, we live and work in the same place. So it's not like, oh, I'm going to do this 3 days of work and then you do the next few days, like it might be in a fire department or in a medical facility. We really have to work 7 days a week, and in order to get a good flow on the ship, we're here for 6 months straight. So we're going to have to take some other strategies, because a decrease in hours is not going to happen anytime soon. So in this Flexibility Paradox article, it talked about an example with one gentleman, a top employee that they had. He wanted to resign, and the company ended up overhauling and changing their whole work environment. And since then, retention rates have improved, the company morale has boosted, they are more efficient, and they said that initially training employees to work less hours was a bit of a challenge, but now that it's part of the company culture, it is very, very beneficial, and they've seen great positive results. Recently, the New York Times published an expose describing terrible work environments at Amazon and workers across the socioeconomic spectrum putting in 12 to 16-hour workdays. That's what we do here. But for some people, there's really no other option. We don't have too many American and Canadian team members working on board the cruise ship because of these long work weeks. But for a lot of people that are from Indonesia and India and the Philippines, they can make more money in American dollars here, and they can support their whole family for their salary that they would make on board. There are many companies that have taken leadership roles to roll out successful benefits programs, such as Netflix, Amazon, and Microsoft, and hopefully more companies will follow suit. Those companies specifically do paid paternal leave, and they have extended leave options now for their employees. But if you do offer healthy food, exercise, and stress management, it is explained that 75% of healthcare costs and diseases are preventable. So if you do want to have more longevity with your team members, giving these options is a huge, huge benefit. According to Workforce Magazine, the top wellness demands are physical activity, that was 72%, having a healthy food option on site, which we certainly do, but it does get a bit repetitive. And 62% said they want gym and fitness classes. So we do have the gym available, but we could do some more group fitness classes as well. According to the Hallmark Wellness podcast, they said that 90% of employees surveyed from Workforce Magazine said it is very important what their benefits package is when they are choosing their choice of employer. So having an attractive benefits program can help you retain talent, you'll have less turnover and less absenteeism. Also, it will lead to a positive atmosphere, and it will give positive financial impact for the company as well, and decrease medical costs. So quite often we do have team members signed off work or leaving the ship to go home on medical leave, maybe waiters that strain their back from carrying too many trays. I know I had a trouble with my voice because I talk way too much, and I had to go and get vocal coaching. I got checked for nodules, which I do have, but they didn't want to do surgery. So that's a huge cost to the company, and they're still paying me, not much, but they were still paying me a minimum salary when I was off the ship on my medical leave, which was 2 months long. So in order to create this wellness program, I wanted to take a similar approach as CHP, Corporate Health Partners. They offer coaching, they offer fitness challenges, they offer incentives, but the best practices, according to the Hallmark podcast, when you are making a wellness program, the top management needs to lead by example. So our captain, maybe our hotel director, cruise director, maybe our food manager could all get involved, and once team members see that their managers are taking part, maybe they will be encouraged and inspired to join in as well. This has to be a personalized assessment. So everybody has different goals, everybody is starting from a different level, so this needs assessment could include a biometric screening, a health risk assessment, and you need to be very vocal about asking employees what they want to see, asking them what they would be interested in joining, and then offering those options. For some people, maybe a soccer game is a great way to get physical activity. For me, that sounds really painful. I would rather go for a run or lead a Zumba class. So you just have to listen to your employees and offer those options. That's how you also determine the program design. It has to fit the corporate culture. So here on board the cruise ship, it is a 24/7 operation. So if you offer something every day at 2 p.m., not everybody is going to be able to join in. But if you give extended hours, then maybe you can have a higher participation rate. When you're designing the program, you also need to describe to your employees what this is going to include. Is everyone going to get a Fitbit? Are you going to have a better gym to access? Is counseling available? So all those would be explained in the program design. Incentives really help employee engagement. They said that there's a 30% higher participation when you offer an incentive. And this could be an Amazon gift card. It could be paid time off. That would never happen, but it's an option. It could be a raise. Maybe if you win this challenge. It could be a free dinner at the steakhouse. I don't know. There's different options. If you want to offer some incentives, that will definitely assist in attracting a higher population of your team members. You have to have a meaningful communication plan. So not all the team members on board the cruise ship check emails regularly. So we have our crew activities calendar. We have bulletin boards. Some people do check emails. A lot of people have department meetings so they can communicate these new wellness initiatives in all of those different strategies. You need to have a sense of community. So it can be a friendly competition, and you want to establish a program that people can commit to for a long period of time. Usually you're on the ship for 6 months, so maybe the first month you're gonna try to do 10,000 steps a day. Then the next month you do 12,000 steps a day. So obviously it can be a little bit more challenging, but you do want to have that sense of community. Maybe we're all going to go out together and we're going to have a run in one of the ports of call. So that sense of community will definitely assist in engagement as well. You need to have some sort of measurement initiative. So how are you going to determine if the program was successful? Maybe you're charting your daily goals. Maybe you are communicating, having a group meeting to help encourage each other to continue to meet these goals. And you also want to have some sort of an evaluation system. So was your program successful? Is it resulting in higher retention? This is something that would need to be measured over time. But definitely we could make some improvements when it comes to our wellness program and having stress management options, maybe a counselor on board from CHP, offering more gym options, a better selection, and more fitness seminars and classes would be a great way to attract more employees. And having healthy food options with some variety is definitely appealing to a lot of people. So hopefully this wellness program will be successful and it will result in happier, healthier team members that last a long time with Carnival Cruise Line. Hope you enjoyed this presentation about wellness and hope we can get started with our competition very soon. See you later and have a beautiful, fun day at sea.